Hey folks, Dixie T here back once again, and a little quick update for you. Well, I still don't have my computer. Um, that's hopefully going to change tomorrow. Oh, by the way, that red tie you see right there, that is the last remaining thing of the Nostalgia Critic. Ooh! No, not really. It's the tie I got from a Hitman tie thing from Comic Con. It's a good tie. I'm gonna keep it. Anyway, as for uploading this video to YouTube, magic. Anyway, now I'm just using my mom's computer. Anyway, let's get on to discussion of this video. I'm going to be talking about the supposed WrestleMania matchup. Supposed, I could be wrong. And a lot of things could work because there's going to be some changes. So, supposedly, the matches are going to be The Rock versus Cena for the WWE title. Supposedly, possibly for the WWE title. I wouldn't be surprised by that because, hey, John Cena needs that win back because that loss to The Rock really hurt him. I mean, yeah, you can see it in his promos and everything else. That loss to The Rock really, really affected him. Another one supposedly is going to be Triple H versus Brock Lesnar because, hey, who cares about Undertaker and Lesnar? I mean, those two have real heat, and that would have been interesting. But no, we're going to have probably, again, one of the most boring, bland WrestleMania matches. In fact, the most bland and probably one of the worst SummerSlam main events in history, which is apropos because it was the 25th annual SummerSlam anniversary. 25th annual SummerSlam. It was the worst main event because it was so boring. I like Triple H. I like Brock Lesnar. But these two guys have no chemistry whatsoever. And we're going to have a repeat of that. Probably some gimmick type match. So, hooray. Also, which is interesting, is probably supposedly going to be Randy Orton versus Sheamus. Another recycle match that no one really liked except the Hell in a Cell one, which I liked. But again, nobody else liked it. And the only interesting match here is CM Punk v. Undertaker, but those two guys, when they fight, ooh, they had no, and I mean no, chemistry. I don't know if it's the height difference or what have you, but then again, Rey Mysterio and Undertaker, when they fought at the Royal Rumble in 2010, I believe, it was a pretty good match. I think they had better chemistry. Punk and Rey Mysterio and Undertaker have better chemistry than Punk and Undertaker. I just feel like, honestly, I wish they could just put that in a triple threat match. CM Punk versus Rock and Cena would be interesting. But, hey, again, we got to watch John Cena overcome the odds again to become WWE champion again. Yeah. Anyway, my thoughts on this, well, bleh. That's what I think of it. It's just the same old recycled matches, and it's not even a good organic type match. It just feels like it's not really, it doesn't feel like there's no real rate or cost to this match. It's like, John Cena lost to The Rock, yeah, but he faced Brock Lesnar and won. Would it be interesting if he actually lost to Brock Lesnar and have him doubt himself and then return and beat Brock Lesnar later on and, and have the confidence fulfilled and then go on to face The Rock and win? That would have been an interesting story, but no, he's won actually, when you look at it, besides his loss to The Rock and, lost to CM Punk, he did lose in a triple threat match for the two triple threat matches with CM Punk, but honestly, he has a really good a winning average on pay-per-views. He beat Brock Lesnar. He lost to John Laurinaitis. So he beat The Big Show. He won Money in the Bank. And he's gonna win Ziggler's Money in the Bank, which I would not be surprised. Heck, why not? Ziggler's they're trying to do something with Ziggler, but honestly, damaged goods. You can have him job so many times, but at the end of the day, Ziggler can't win the big one. Which, if that was a storyline, that would be interesting. Instead, you know, they have him wrestle a good match, a very good match against Jericho at SummerSlam, but have him lose on the pay-per-view. No, have him lose on Raw in a very mediocre match. I'm like, huh? It's very counterproductive. I know it's a 3-hour show Raw, but come on, it just doesn't make any sense. But I don't know. I'm not a WWE booker, because if I was a WWE booker, I would have, you know, my frontal lobe would be basically halfway gone. But still, it just doesn't really make any sense. To me, the entire whole way that WWE is going around is just wrong. It just seems like there's no real consequence. I mean, CM Punk has become, well, like Mick Foley has said, a statistic, and it's not because of his fault. It's the way the WWE has booked him as such. Nothing has any weight to it. The people CM Punk's the people he's feuding with right now, I have no connection to. Ryback, it's just, well, he's getting screwed every 5-10 minutes. I don't care to see it. I don't really have any emotional connection to Ryback. Not to John Cena, because we already seen this before. It's the same song and dance. Personally, I think someone like, say, Kofi Kingston, someone like him in Ryback's position will be more interesting and a lot more organic, saying both are friends, Kofi saying, hey, what's up, what's going on, you changed. It would actually add some dynamic, seeing how CM Punk would change, and thus, people would actually start booing him, saying, I mean, more fans would boo him, would say, yeah, maybe Punk has changed, and the Revolution things have come and what have you, and it would have more weight to it. Everything else would have a lot more weight instead of Ryback, who just, as much as I think he is a talent, I think Skip Sheffield or what have you is a good talent, he just has that one dimension. He doesn't have that, that connection with me. I just feel like he just goes on, just smashes people, but that's good for a while, but at the end of the day, is that going to last long? What type of personality he's going to have? I mean, at some point, he's actually worse off than, say, to me, he's worse off than like the Funk. He's like one note like the Funkasaurus, but that's unfair to the Funkasaurus Boris Clay, because you can do some dimensions and such, and but the WWE somehow just delayed his push and let Big Show go over, a guy who's 40, who should be putting guys over since he's not going to be around anymore. But hey, just give him a world title run. Stuff like this is the reason why the WWE is becoming more irrelevant. It's not because of the 3-hour Raws and what have you, the whole avenue of television shows, which, they have, which does somewhat, I mean, main event. Does anyone watch main event? No. Anyone watch Superstars? No. Anyone watch SmackDown? No. Raw, it's a goddamn death march to watch Raw. I mean, what have you. It seems like the WWE is just banking on nostalgia instead of creating new stars. And until they start creating new stars, they're going to still be just in this pool of mediocrity. And besides, let's be real. This is the next big WWE star going to come out. I mean, Cena's going to go. I mean, Cena's going to retire. He's like 34, 35, Cena. He might, I wouldn't be surprised if he retires like maybe a couple of years because he's going to be injured. Because dude is a workhorse. As much as we hate on him, Cena's a workhorse. And he might be gone the next couple of years. I wouldn't be surprised if he was to retire via injury like Edge. Orton, he's one strike away from being gone for a year. And then if he is going to come back after that, do you really want to trust him, put him in the main event? I don't know how many cheers he gets. Then, CM Punk, he's probably going to retire in 2015. I don't think this is just going to just keep going on. I mean, there's no one else but Daniel Bryan, that's it. There's nothing else. There's no one with the same type of connection with the fans. No one. And it's sad they have to bring out guys like The Undertaker, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Mick Foley. I had to bring out The Rock and Steve Austin. I mean, as much as I would like to see Steve Austin for the CM Punk, that'd be great, but you have to, this is a problem. We have to concentrate on the new stars, people. These guys are only going to be there for, CM Punk ain't going to be there forever. I hate to say that, but it's true. He's going to probably walk on his own terms. You can have all these other guys leave. I mean, you gotta have a lot of guys leave, and you're gonna be shit out of luck. And it's gonna suck for the WWE. It's going to really hurt them because they just don't get it. They just don't get this. They just think that, oh well, it's all this, that, and the other. Don't worry about it. Oh well, we're just gonna throw the Rock at it. Well, we're throwing the Brock Lesnar at it. I mean, it's nice for a good pop, but where's the substance? And I know people love the Attitude. The Attitude Era is, it's good, bad, or what have you. It had substance to it. Heck, the 80s had substance to it. The WWE in the 80s had substance of characters, people you want to be interested in. In fact, personally, I don't care about how the Attitude Era and everything else, I don't care about that. Honestly, I want interesting characters. That's the main thing. The WWE has no interesting characters. And don't give me, oh, PG can't do that. Hell, look at this stuff. The new TMNT show. They have interesting characters, and that's a kid's show. Young Justice, that's a kid's show. You can watch it, what have you. You can look at it and say that action-oriented show you can watch. Have you the Green Lantern series, and the list goes on and on and on and on and what have you. From Batman animated series, Superman, DCAU, and everything else was kid-friendly and what have you. Heck, Batman Brave and the Bold was kid-friendly. Everyone, I mean, that was a great show. And for kids and everything else. Just because you're supposedly going for the kids, so it doesn't mean you have to dumb it down. I mean, how about the Iron Giant? Everyone remember the movie The Iron Giant? That actually was really good. Directed by Brad Bird. Watch that movie. Do you honestly think that will show you that, hey, you know what? Just because you're making something for kids doesn't mean you have to dumb it down. In fact, you can watch most of Brad Bird's supposedly kids movies, like The Incredibles. And the list goes on and on. I just keep repeating myself. It's just like, just because you're selling something for kids does not mean you have to dumb it down for them. You don't need to have to do some stupid stuff like Hornswoggle squirting water on Rosa's face, and yet Rose is taking like 5 seconds to respond to it. I know. Maybe I'm being an old curmudgeon. Maybe that's fun for you. Maybe that's fun for the kids, but I just feel like the WWE just doesn't get it. They just don't get it. They don't get it, and they probably, they're gonna get it. Like with WCW in its last days, but it's gonna be too little and too late. Anyway, that's it for me. It's Duke CT here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Hopefully, my computer will be back tomorrow. If not, another week. And everything else. Hopefully I will get something done. Hopefully I will get something done before the year is out. Be it Marine 2, be it something, I will do something for you guys. I am dreadfully sorry. I hate doing this, but you know what? I have some things just out of my control, and these things happen. So hopefully, when things get back to normal, I can just start the stuff again. Hopefully, I can do this again. Go back to Raw is Sin, my little live podcasting I do with the Tony Helms and LC and all those guys. Hopefully, I can get back doing that, and that's my hope. And anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all later.